Yo, what's happening, y'all? It's your man Valentine, baby. Coming from on the grind. This is the home edition, y'all. And the home edition, man, it's been tough. It's been emotional. But this is how we gotta, this is how we gotta do it. It's gotta go down like this. And people, I don't understand. 400 years of slavery and 400 years of fighting to be free. You know what I mean? And Emancipation Proclamation 1862. And yet I see a school in Cloverdale gonna have a slave day. And all I'm saying is, Minister Fleming, where were you at? You must have known that this school did this or heard wind of it, and yet you did nothing. You still let these people continue, the teachers be in the school, principal still have his job, all the people who are complicit in letting this happen. So you think the silence of those 4 officers made them complicit in what they did to George Floyd? So what makes you think that the principal, the teachers, and everybody who was involved in this nonsense aren't complicit as well? And so are you. And then you have in Vancouver, lovely Van City of multiculturalness. Yeah. Over at PW, you have a student saying they're gonna kill all black people, and yet the kid still gets to go to school. Then you have kids come in with Klan costumes. How do you let that happen? But yet the principal and everybody that's probably in the school, when they came in, they probably laughed. I mean, why is it that you don't send these people home and let them know their parents got to come to the school? Because guess what? They're being expelled. Every one of these children need to be expelled. The principal, you know what? I know everybody needs to keep their job, but sometimes, man, I'm telling you, this is somewhere where it has to be broken down, where they should use their job too, because they were complicit in the act. If they let it go on and let these people still come to school. So you condone people saying that I'm gonna kill all black people and still go to school. Mr. Fleming, you're the education minister. I don't know, man. How is it that this didn't come across your desk? The fact that people or teachers can let this go on is a problem. I remember I had me a 2nd and 3rd grade teacher. I wish we had them today, because you know what? I remember it was Mrs. Allen and Miss Orser. And they never looked at me as being black. They looked at me as a little kid and as a person and tried to help me, because I'm not just new to Canada. These teachers, I can't even imagine what these kids had to go through. These kids were tormented, called names, and then you get this. Then you have people still having slave day. 1862 was Emancipation Proclamation, y'all. That was the day slavery ended. So I don't understand how you can let this happen in Cloverdale or wherever it happened. If you're the education minister, why is it you're not trying to get Black History Month in Black History in school? You need to get the teachers who are informed about people of color They need to be able to teach black history. Teach about black history, Canadian black history. Underground Railroad coming into Canada, getting into Victoria, going across the country. Doggone. Every single day, something happens. I mean, who's that? The commissioner of the RCMP, Brenda Lasicki or whatever her name is. She said she couldn't define systemic racism. You know what? I'm talking to y'all right now. You need to send her the definition if she can't find it. Because that's a joke. VPD police, I mean, chief of police, man, y'all need to get together. Can't get no body cam. But yet, hey, I know y'all be doing something. There's money there. The mayor, Mr. Stewart, you know you ain't said nothing. Talking about how you gonna stop racism and stop discrimination. You know what? You just need to start looking in the mirror, man, and start looking at all the people in your little cabinet, little area that you have, all your people on your council. Start looking there first, and let's go down the list and see how racism plays out. I don't remember any black people on the council. I have never seen one. Anybody of color on there? No. I mean, look at it and get to the Parks Board. Let's get to that. How many people of color in the Parks Board? This is what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Hey, and I know that the NASCAR, I think was, they did something where they're taking out their Confederate flag and trying to take down all the statues. I don't know if we have any statues here of any slave traders. And if we did, that should be taken down. I know something happened in Victoria. So, and I'm thinking they took out Gone with the Wind because of the depiction of black people in that show. And I don't know if y'all watched Gone with the Wind. And you need to sit there and understand. Listen, the one of the maids in that show, Gone with the Wind, I think she got an Oscar for that. Her name was Mammy. Imagine that. You think that this woman can get any other parts besides being a black housekeeper? No. I mean, that's amazing. And this Confederate flag thing, man. I mean, if we go back, I know that the show Dukes of Hazzard with General Lee. General Lee had a Confederate flag on top of the car. I mean, I don't know. I'm just saying. I mean, I like the Dukes of Hazzard. I like Daisy Duke. We all like Daisy Duke. You know what I mean? But if you re-edit that and take the Confederate flag off General Lee, put something else on it, like what? An American flag? Boy, how would that look? My goodness. Golly. Wow. And then you know, we saw Trump yesterday with a bunch of black people sitting down at a round table with a bunch of black folks. That was truly like the slave master calling the black folks into the house to sit there and chit chat one day. And the only thing I didn't hear was from these black folks, yes sir boss, yes sir boss. That's all I didn't hear. Because these fools it was like the master truly calling the slaves in to make sure they worship him. That was what was going on. I mean, and this dude could not even say, when NASCAR said, we're going to stop the Confederate flag and coming in all NASCAR. This dude couldn't even say nothing. He just sat there and said, nope, we're not even going to remove any of the statues of these fools that didn't even fight for America. They were slave traders. Unbelievable, yo. Man, 400 years, man, fighting for freedom. And yet we still, I don't understand how this is so hard to make sure that the police get body cameras you get a police reform. Start putting money to other areas. You know what I mean? It shouldn't be so hard to get. I mean, police brutality, oppression, the systemic institutionalized racism. Why is it so hard to understand? If you are not a black person or a person of color, you do not understand what we go through. You need to start listening. I mean, oh my gosh. I don't understand. How many times we got to say you got to get to the table and listen to what people are saying. And people saying you getting brutalized in the streets. It's true. Because we still, until something happens where they pass a bill, the knee is still going to be on our necks. And you're going to hear those words. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. How many times do you have to hear those words to understand that this stuff is real? And I'm going back to the Minister Fleming. If you're the education minister, you need to get your education, yo. Because you need to get yourself educated on black history and start putting it in the schools. Let it you start teaching it from elementary school. You feel what I'm saying? Get it into the schools. And I have to go with, Premier Horgan. Why is it we can't have Martin Luther King Day as a holiday? I mean, we should be celebrating Black History Month every year. It should be a big, big celebration. When Black History Month comes, everybody should know it. Not one group here, one group here, one group here. No, we want everybody to know it's Black History Month. So get it together. Get Martin Luther King Day as a holiday. Start putting Black history in schools, starting from the elementary school. Mr. Fleming, Mr. Horgan, Mayor Kenneth Stewart. I'm done with this, man. Yo, it's your man Valentine, baby. If you think it's your time to shine, you need to get on the grind with your man Valentine. Also remember, y'all, we're going through a pandemic, y'all. And the U.S. cases are starting to spike. We don't want it to start spiking in B.C. So y'all got to handle yourself properly. Wear a mask. Social distance, physical distance. Get it together. Keep B.C. on that straight path, you know what I mean? All right. Y'all stay safe.